Hi everybody, it's Chris. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I thought I'd pop on today and just give you a quick update before we head into the busy holiday season. Let you know kind of where I'm at and what I'm working on and what I'm planning on working on. And I actually have a finish that I want to show you. So let's get started. I showed you the last time my hedgehog that I was working on for the hedgehog sal that has been hosted by Buckeye Stitcher and Ginger Gerald Stitcher. This is the pattern that I chose to do for the sal, this Mandala Hedgehog by Awesome Pattern Studios on Etsy. And if you remember, I did decide to change the colors to more blues and greens. I haven't done a whole lot more on him. I've done a little bit, but he's kind of had to take a back seat to a couple other projects that I've been working on that I want to really try and get done for Christmas. But so I got a few more of his little spines done there that you can sort of see. I'm maybe a quarter or a third of the way done the second page. So he won't take too long to finish once I get the time to get working on him again, which I hope to after Christmas to get him finished up. So there's my little hedgehog. The other thing I've been working on that is going to be a Christmas gift, so I'm really hoping I can get it finished in time, but that's my little tiger pattern from Nikki Pattern, also an Etsy store. So this is this little guy that I've been working on for a while. I still have a little bit more to go on the fourth page, but here's where I'm at. He's got one eye. So yeah, I have one more column there and I will be done the third page, and then I just have the fourth page to do. So I'm hoping if I can just really focus on him in the next few days while my daughter's at work, I can get him finished and get him framed to give him to her for Christmas. So that brings me to my other project, and in my last video I think I had just said I was going to start this project, and I did start it and I finished it. So that was also another pattern from Nikki Pattern on Etsy. It was this watercolor elephant, and I'm making this for my other daughter for Christmas, and I actually started him and finished him, which I had to do because she's away at college, but she will be home this weekend. So I really had to get him finished because once she's home, she's not working on the break, so she'd be here at the house pretty much every day. So I wouldn't have had a chance to work on him unless I went and hid in my room, and I don't really like to stitch locked in my room by myself. So here he is. I'm sorry for the glare. There, that's maybe a little better. So there he is, all stitched up and framed, ready to give to her. She really likes elephants, and those bright turquoise blues are some of her favorite colors. So I'm hoping that she'll really be surprised and that she'll really like him. But that's my watercolor elephant. He was stitched on black Aida 2/1 with just all the DMC colors. And that's all I've really been working on, because again, I wanted to focus on those pieces to try and get them done. So I don't really have a lot of other works in progress, but I have a little bit of some things that I'd purchased that I'm going to be working on in the next little while. So the first one is the Lizzie Kate Sled Dudes. I'm going to make these. We get together with my husband's family for Christmas, and this year we've decided for our gift exchange we're just going to do a little $10 ornament tchotchke kind of thing, and we kind of drew names. So for the four of us in our family, we have my brother and sister-in-law and my niece and her husband. So I'm going to make this Santa guy for my brother-in-law and the snowman for my sister-in-law. And then I'm going to make the polar bear for my nephew. And then I'm thinking I'm going to try and reverse the pattern and do the background in pink and the scarf in blues or greens and make that for my niece. So that's kind of my plan. And again, I need to get that done before Christmas Day. So we'll see how that goes. So they're just stitched on the perforated paper. And then I have the little sleds. So they're really quick to finish, because you just glue them on there once they're done. So the stitching I don't think should take too long to do those. And I decided to do them all in the called for Weeks Dye Works colors, so lots of really pretty colors. So I'm looking forward to working on those. And then just for fun, I thought I would show you another Christmas pattern. I had purchased this quite a long time ago. And I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, but I just really thought it was an interesting and fun pattern. The designer's name is Sarah, and I can't pronounce her last name, but it's the Christmas Village. I don't know if you can see that, but I just thought it looked like a lot of fun, and one of those interesting things I could just see once I have it done and framed at Christmas time, hanging it over our fireplace downstairs. And you know, you can go and look at it, and every time you look at it you see something different because there's so much going on. And it comes with the little some of these little wooden buttons. There's a little moose and the two snowflakes that you can see in there. So it's just sitting in my stash, hoping someday to get stitched, but something to look forward to in the future. Another thing I have planned is I thought I would treat myself to a new start on Christmas Eve, under the condition that I have all my other stuff stitched that I need to get stitched. So I had purchased these Lizzie Kate Celebration little, I don't know if they're snippets or what they are, but I had purchased these a while ago. And so on Christmas Eve, I'm going to stitch this Christmas themed one, the Merry one. So I'm looking forward to that. It's also in mostly Weeks Dye Works. There are the threads. And then there's a couple of Gentle Arts in there as well. So that'll be a fun little thing to do on Christmas Eve. And I have the fabric, the called for fabric too, which is a 32 count, I think Belfast linen, I believe. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm hoping to work on. The other thing that I'm going to do is, like a lot of people do, is allow myself a new start on New Year's. So I've been really, really looking forward to doing this white willow stitching project. It's called Behind the Bit. So I guess it's a full coverage. All this stuff is not stitched, just the horses, but so yeah, so that is what I'm going to start on New Year's. It's just with all the DMC colors, which are a lot of browns and blacks and grays, and there's a few little purples in there for some of the highlights. I'm pretty sure I'm going to stitch it just on, well not just, but on this oatmeal 18 count Aida. I think it's called for on 28 count or 28 count linen or even weave or 14 count Aida, but that's going to make it quite big, and I didn't want it quite that large. So I was looking at hand dyed fabrics, but I don't have a lot of experience stitching on them, and it is a large project, so I need a large piece. And I was just worried, you know, when you look at them online, the colors are different sometimes than what they are in real life. So I didn't think I wanted to invest in a large piece of hand-dyed linen and then get it and it not be what I was looking for. So I really like the color of this oatmeal. I think the colors will really really pop on there. So I'm pretty sure. I do have a piece of linen I had purchased, but I find it's and again, you're not going to see the true color, but the colors don't quite, they kind of just blend in more. So, but I still haven't decided. I'll figure that out. Feel free to offer opinions if you have any to share. But so that's going to be my new start of the new year. And then I was kind of thinking about my plans into the new year. Mostly this year, since I really got back into stitching, I've been stitching gifts for my daughters or, you know, for family members, that type of thing. So I still have a few projects that are just for me, or some older projects that are sitting just waiting for me to get back to them. So I think I've certainly discovered I'm not a person that likes to have a whole lot of whips. I don't like to have a lot of projects sitting there partially done. Although I enjoy the process of stitching and find it very relaxing, I do still like to finish projects. So I think what I'm going to do is have 2 active whips at any one time. And one of those may be larger, like the behind the bit piece, and then the other one needs to be a little bit smaller. It can be as big as like the elephant or the tiger cub, because they're not that big. I did that elephant in a month, and that wasn't stitching on him exclusively. I was stitching on other things. So I just don't want to have two big projects going because I need to complete one of those before I can start something else. And again, depending on which projects I'm working on, that'll probably be a new start. And those new starts might be just, you know, if you remember some of my earlier videos, I was doing the Snowflower Diaries monthly stitches. So I have about 8 or 9 more of those to do. So that might be a new start one month. Or, you know, I have more of the, you know, the Lizzie Kate celebration. So that might be a new start when I complete something. So I'm hoping that way to work through the things I have unstitched and some of the series that I want to complete as well. So that's kind of my plans for the new year. So just a couple more things before I go. I showed you back a few videos. I'd gone to the thrift store and I'd found one of those wall frames for the big like Lang calendars. And if you remember, it was kind of a green color, which actually matches my house because you can see the walls are kind of a greenish color. But the calendar that I picked it has more blue than green in it, and it didn't quite look the way that I wanted it to. So I had this idea I was going to sand it down and maybe paint it, you know, maybe a cream color or a blue color. Or then I thought, well, maybe I'll just sand it down to the wood and stain it because I like natural wood color. But I realized as I started to sand it down that I didn't think, you know, without using chemicals and stuff, I didn't think I was going to get it right down to the wood. And so I wasn't sure what I was going to do. But after I kind of finished sanding it, I thought, you know what, I don't actually mind how it looks just sanded because it looks kind of distressed and almost like barn board. So I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is, at least for now. So there you can see, that's it sanded down. You can still see a little bit of the green, but it tends to blend in with the calendar. So yeah, so there's my regular $45 frame that I found for $5 at the thrift store. So I'm really happy with that. So it's ready for my calendar for next year. That's January, sitting there. So that was fun. And so the last thing I thought that I might share with you, I know it's been a couple videos since I have shown you other crafts or other things I used to do. My channel is called Crafting Chris. So I had shown you some scrapbook pages, I think, the last time. So along with those scrapbook pages, I was making cards as well because I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So in the spirit of the season, I thought I would show you a few of the Christmas cards I've made in the past. I cannot take credit for these designs. A lot of these ideas I searched through Stampin' Up! Groups online or, you know, through the Stampin' Up! Catalog or whatever. So again, I don't claim to be the original designer of these ideas, but they are cards that I did make myself. So this was a really fun one. This was a really popular set with this pickup truck that came. It was a stamp set, and I just stamped it on the pattern paper and cut it out, and then I stamped it on the piece of cardstock and glued the truck over top of the one that's on the cardstock. And then there was different items you could stamp to go in the back of the pickup truck. So I put the Christmas tree in there. So wishing you loads of holiday cheer. And this is kind of a fun card because it opens up a little bit differently. It opens up like that. So that was one. This was another fun card. I always liked making cards that did something because it was always a little bit of a surprise for people. So this was another stamp set. And I think I realized that each of these little sentiments kind of flowed together. So the little snowman says season's greetings. And then if I pull on this, he pops up. And it says, dear friend, a little something from the guy with the red suit. Sorry, I'm trying to read backwards. Anyway, so that's a fun little flip card. So that was that one. This one is nothing fancy, but it was really pretty patterned paper, and I love inking the edges of things to distress them, and a really nice ribbon there just to make a very simple, but I thought very pretty card. And the last one I want to show you isn't a Christmas card, but it's a thank you card. It's embossed. So it's embossed card. It's a very simple card, just embossed with those roses, and then a little thanks so much stamp, and then a little flower. And these are sort of punched out so that they're kind of three-dimensional, and I really love this gray ribbon. But I just wanted to show you this one last to say thank you. Thank you to all of you for taking time out of your busy day to pop in and see what I've been up to. Thank you for your likes, for subscribing, for your comments. They're always encouraging and helpful. And thank you to all you out there that make your own videos, because Flosstube has really expanded my stitching world, and I have learned so much since I started watching Flosstube. It's like this accelerated education, and I'm just having a ball, and I'm just really enjoying the things I'm learning and taking them and using them in my own stitching, and it's really enriched my life, and I just want to thank all of you for that too. So on that note, I just want to say again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll see you in 2019. Bye.